Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Welcome into the Best Things Podcast. We have a very special guest joining us today. None other than, I'm just kidding. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me, Vice President of Food Affairs, Aaron Brooks.
We are in the office. It's not an oval office. We're in the square office.
The square office.
It's us.
Oh, happy President's Day, everybody. Thanks for listening on this holiday. Hopefully you have off. Maybe you don't, though. I don't know. Depends on what your job is. I don't know your job. Welcome into the pod, though. Today, for this President's Day, we came across an article, a week or two ago?
Yep.
And it struck our interest, and we kind of put it in the memory bank. And then you came out like an hour later, and you said, hey, next week's President's Day.
It is.
Whatever it was. So,
yeah, this is perfect. Perfect content for this day. Obviously, it has its, the origins of President's Day.
I don't. I feel like I should.
Because we did not recognize President's Day.
That's right. We talked about this
not
before,
that long ago.
haven't we?
It was George Washington's birthday.
Right, yeah. There used to be Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we changed it to President's Day to include all the presidents.
When did it change? Do you remember when this became official?
I'll have to look.
And I'm trying to remember because I remember growing up because my birthday is right around the corner. Our whole family's birthday is right. It's birthday week for us. And I used to joke all the time that there was Washington's birthday, there's Lincoln's birthday, and then there's Craig's birthday, all right there together, And my birthday would often fall on one of their birthdays or on President's Day. So that used to be kind of a running gag for me when I was younger.
I feel like it's also supposed to be a great time to buy mattresses.
Apparently.
Right? Like everybody has President's Day sales.
Isn't it so weird how that has worked?
We are going to honor American and its presidents.
It happens on President's Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, all the American
holidays.
Those are like two very heavy holidays.
Replace your mattress.
These very heavy. Veterans Day, you also have those happen on that too. It's always cracked me up that those heavy holidays where you're supposed to be in remembrance of stuff, you get great deals on mattresses and furniture.
Okay, if what I'm reading is correct, the federal government never officially changed the holiday name, though many states have renamed it President's Day or Washington and Lincoln Day. But by the 1980s, many advertisers were starting to widely use President's Day for their sales and promotions.
So what is today Washington's birthday then?
The U.S. Code still designates his birthday, if I'm remembering right, is February 22nd.
Okay, so they're just taking the first Monday or the
third Monday of February
okay.
and just designating it as
gotcha.
Remembering George Washington's birthday.
Okay.
So the U.S. federal code still designates the federal holiday as Washington's birthday, but President's Day is the universal term that is used.
I'm curious because I don't know as much about this stuff, and you may not know this either. I don't know, but I wonder. It's a federal holiday, right? So that means federal offices and stuff are usually closed. But do they do anything like at the White House? Are they doing anything to honor the president on that day?
Like the sitting president?
Yeah. Like, is there anything going on? And by default, since they're doing it, the federal workers have to work on a federal holiday. And the president has to be there because they're honoring him.
I was wondering if, the president took the day off. If it meant that, it's the president's day. So,
right.
He's just going to take the day off and not do anything.
Yeah. That's so funny to me.
I have no idea.
I've always thought about stuff anyway. So today, in honor of President's Day, we're going to not give away mattresses. Instead, we're going to talk about the former president's favorite food, and I guess the current president's in there also. So the favorite food of the presidents, because you know what? We like food, and we want to talk. And then we found this article from tastingtable.com who goes through all 56. I mean, Trump's 57, right?
47.
47.
But some have served consecutive terms.
That's true.
So we should have 40.
So they get a different number on their second term no matter what? So like
No, only if they serve non-consecutive terms.
So we've had two now.
We've had 2 non-consecutive terms.
So there have been 46 presidents
Yes.
then.
45.
45, yeah.
45 presidents.
Because we forget about Grover Cleveland.
Listen, I've got one other bit of presidential knowledge to share with you first that somebody sent me the other day. We're ministry-related guys, and so this was kind of interesting. Somebody told me the other day that they found out that James Garfield, that we just mentioned, you said his name and it reminded me, that he was a preacher and an elder in the Church of Christ movement, and he was one of our presidents who was assassinated 4 months after his after being elected, and he was apparently very big into the Church of Christ movement. We've got a Church of Christ University in our hometown, and so one of my very good friends that is part of the Church of Christ, he found that out the other day and sent it to me and thought that me being a preacher would be interested to know that President Garfield was also a preacher.
That's interesting.
I did not know that.
That's interesting. I wonder, that makes me want to go down a rabbit hole of all the, because there's been a lot of Catholic presidents.
Yes.
It seems like. But it makes you want to go back and look at other, like, those that, you know, may have
religious
specific denominations, you know? Because I don't see many presidents being very charismatic.
No,
You know?
I don't know that we've had a charismatic president.
So I'm interested to know.
I know we've had at least one Baptist, and I'm a Baptist, so 3 cheers for the Baptists there. I don't know if we've ever had any other Baptist presidents.
Really? That seems like it would be a common one, though.
You would think. Early on, I think we had a lot of sort of the Anglican and
right. I guess that's true.
You know, from our days in England.
Yeah.
And some of those offshoots of Lutheran and Episcopal, Presbyterians, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to dive into the world of presidential food right now.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for the thing about the things.
As we mentioned, this article comes from tastingtable.com. Just came, I don't even know how I came across this. It just kind of popped up in a feed somewhere. But we are, like most listicles that we do on this show, we are going to go through kind of blind or not. We didn't do any kind of research ahead of time. What else do you expect from our pod?
If you ever listen to this podcast and find out that we have done research,
we're getting paid.
It has become a full-time job for us, okay?
Yeah. Somebody has said, we will give you money to put more effort into this thing. That's how that works out. So otherwise, you get what you get. Okay, so we're going to start president number 14. I'm kidding. We're going to start president number 1. POTUS 1. Aaron, you want to start? I feel like you should start this list.
Okay.
Of everybody, you need to start this list. Unless you want to do all Republicans. I mean, if you
if we did that, we're only going back to Lincoln. For me, George Washington, it's either my first or second favorite president. I go back and forth on this a lot, but apparently his favorite food was hoecakes.
Yeah. I love these.
One account of an evening's entertainment record, records the record of the menu that evening. It included roast beef, goose, pork, mutton, cabbage, onions, potatoes, pickles, followed by mince pies, tarts, fruits, nuts, and cheese.
Did those pickles bounce? That's the question.
That's the question. If you don't know what we're talking about, you need to listen to
the shirt.
Previous episode. Oh,
yeah.
We got the merch.
We got the merch.
We got the merch for it.
We got the merch out.
But when he was on his own, though, Washington liked to start his day with something simple, and that's a hoecake. What is a hoecake? Like a cornmeal pancake?
You know. It means something different in 2025, but
you can't be canceled for that term. Okay, this is the history.
It's true. Yeah, it's like a cornmeal pancake. You know,
yeah, a cornmeal pancake. This was George Washington's breakfast. I've eaten a lot of hoecakes. I've never had them for breakfast. Had them with a lot of
I've had them with a lot of dinners. This is not a breakfast food for me.
To me, no. But apparently it could be.
I'm taking it.
So you're taking.
I'm taking it.
I feel like it's appropriate. I love these things like little silver dollar hoecakes as an appetizer. Get those things hot.
Yeah.
Butter those.
Oh,
maybe some honey.
I mean, it's like cornbread in pancake form, basically.
It is.
Maybe
It
a little
is.
bit the sweeter cornbread,
I feel like it's a good call to put that on the bracket for sure. If I hadn't been talking, I might have taken it.
That's always the risk you run on these lists.
Yes.
John Adams, he had a New England boiled dinner as his favorite food.
Just doesn't sound good from the from the name.
No, and the picture doesn't do a lot of justice on this article. We'll try to link the article in the podcast notes or description. So I'm just going to read the article or the little blurb they have here. The whole eat local movement is trendy these days, but back in John Adams' time, being a what word? Locavore? Have you heard of that word?
I wasn't on it.
A locavore. Does that mean a local, like instead of a carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, you're a locavore? Like you only eat local stuff? I don't know.
A person whose diet consists only of principally locally grown or produced food.
Man, how could you be that in 2025?
Wow.
Being a locavore was pretty much the norm, so it's not surprising to learn that much of what he ate came from no more than a few miles from his Massachusetts home. The Adams most likely had their dinner in the middle of the day, and the main course would often be a boiled dinner of meat and potatoes. PBS is a taste of history also chose a New England boiled dinner. So you got different meats and then a bunch of root vegetables. So I'm surprised there's not. If he's going so local, I'm surprised this isn't seafood.
Oh.
I mean, Massachusetts?
I'm looking at another list here that says hard cider was his favorite thing.
Okay.
That's a drink.
Yeah.
Not so much food.
Here's the button. You excited to take this one from JA?
The picture is not appetizing.
No, and I don't know that this is probably accurate to what he was eating. This is from Shutterstock, so I think they just kind of picked a pretty bland picture.
This is, to me, it's not that surprising in the era that, I mean, I feel like we've talked about boiling food, a lot.
I mean, you think of, I could see a boiled chicken and some boiled potatoes and carrots, that's just kind of
some root, parsnips,
yeah,
rutabagas, turnips. It's not that surprising to me. It's not appetizing.
No.
I'm sorry, President Adams.
We've come a long way, John Adams.
Even my parents. I mean, my parents would probably be down for this. I gripe at my parents all the time. They're like, can we have boiled vegetables instead of those roasted ones? They just grew up on boiled vegetables. Boiled vegetables. I'm like, that's nasty.
That's a good point. I guess food culture probably didn't change that much up until the last 20 years.
I mean, probably.
Wow.
I would definitely say in the last 40 for sure.
Yeah.
But it very well in our lifetimes.
Yeah. It's really taken a big shift.
It has shifted.
I mean, I remember back when, we should do a whole episode on food myths.
Oh.
Because,
yes.
I used to grow up like you had to boil the heck out of asparagus because if you ate it raw, it was poisonous, And you had to cook pork until it was the driest, rubbery substance in the world.
Just like would shred into little pieces of sawdust.
And I'm sure your family's this way too, but I know I'm so thankful my parents evolved with food culture to have some of these things not not how I grew up with,
Right.
All right, what else we got?
Okay, President Jefferson.
Thomas, to be exact. Not George.
Well, that would have been something. This man was considered to be a foodie in his day.
Really?
He grew heirloom apples. It says they were simply just known back then as apples. That line cracks me up a lot.
That's a good line.
He established one of the first wineries. He helped introduce. Can you tell me what let's get his French to break out
Les
here.
frites to les utas unis.
You
Fries.
you might know this more as French fries. So if you are a fan of French fries, Thomas Jefferson is the man to thank.
He's now my new favorite president. Right
Thank
there.
you, President Jefferson,
Hail to
for
the chief indeed.
I mean, not just the Declaration of Independence,
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
Freedom fries.
Take that or leave it, but fries, that's what I'm here for.
Now, he did not invent ice cream. Supposedly, ice cream goes back thousands of years.
Have we even said what his favorite food is?
I have not made it there yet. He was a major fan
There's a lot of build-up.
of French vanilla ice cream. And I emphasize the French because Thomas Jefferson spent a lot of time in France. He was an ambassador to France. So the fact that he loved French cuisine is no shock at all.
No.
But French vanilla ice cream.
It's weird to think that French, I mean, did they call it French vanilla ice cream back then? Or was this just vanilla ice cream?
Probably not. I mean, it's like, do Chinese people call it Chinese food? I mean, like they probably did not refer to it. Would you like some French
I guess at that point, they're not marketing food either.
Yeah, I doubt that.
It's just a recipe or what somebody's making.
I'm going to say that somebody at this point was like, you know what? Let's call it French vanilla ice cream because he liked it in France.
Yeah.
This is a good call.
This is a great call. I was giving you the opportunity since you said it.
I love vanilla ice cream. I know we've talked about it on an ice cream podcast before. It's the best ice cream in my opinion.
What differentiates French vanilla and vanilla? Is it just the vanilla? Because there's also vanilla bean ice cream. Like
there is.
Is it different sugar content?
I think that supposedly French vanilla ice cream is made with eggs, but a lot of vanilla ice cream is made with eggs.
Right.
I don't know originally. Maybe they're the ones who first started using it, having more of a custard base.
Maybe.
Than just cream and sugar. And then this says it could be called French vanilla ice cream because the recipe supposedly might have come from Jefferson's French butler.
Oh.
So I don't know. If that's the truth, then that's why we have French vanilla ice cream.
Well, I'm happy whoever it is. Where do you want it? You have 1 through 4 available right now.
I'm gonna put it number 2.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I mean, I love vanilla ice cream. I am tempted though. Did you also know that other lists disagree with this list?
Oh, really?
And this is I might should have mentioned this before I took vanilla ice cream. But a lot of other lists say that mac and cheese was Thomas Jefferson's favorite food. Ooh. And that he is one who is responsible for popularizing mac and cheese in the United. I mean, this guy was a foodie.
Yeah.
French fries, ice cream,
I need to do more study into Thomas Jefferson.
So I want to just say, there are a lot of jokes made about the current president, some of his, his tastes in food. If we brought Tom to today, ice cream, French fries, and mac and cheese, the dude eats like a kid, right?
That's a great point. But, I mean, I bet it's not. I bet none of those things tasted like they do today. They probably tasted better, and they were probably better for you back then than they are today.
Well, no doubt about that. No doubt. All of this would have been, non-GMO.
Unless you're making it at home, and
this definitely would have had no microplastics in it.
That's true.
He was very instrumental, though, in he developed a big taste for pasta while overseas, and he actually brought a hand crank pasta machine back to the U.S.
Oh, really?
And he served a pie called macaroni.
Pie?
A pie called macaroni.
Okay.
That they say we would now recognize it as a baked macaroni and cheese dish.
That's right. The British call a lot of stuff pies that really have no business being called a pie.
I would love to help them out on like biscuits and, chips and...
Hey, Britain, get your food... what's the word? Hey, Britain, get your food vocabulary right, okay? You're totally screwing it up.
I feel like we won the war. Thomas Jefferson figured all this out, so we should decide what this stuff is actually called, okay?
Come on.
And we are the fattest country, so
we absolutely... You're 100% right. We are the gold standard when it comes to knowing what food is. Oh, man, we're going to get some hate from Italians and French on that one. But we've taken your food and made it better by adding sugar and carbohydrates. James Madison's favorite food, according to this article, was Virginia ham.
Okay. He was from Virginia, wasn't he?
I believe so.
Son of Virginia, Virginia ham. I like Virginia ham.
I do like Virginia ham. I like ham in general, period.
Man, I don't know what's coming.
I mean, we can. One of these episodes, one of these days, we're gonna have the caveat where we can't take anything
It's
other.
like the blind rank thing.
Yeah. maybe I was thinking about this. Maybe an alteration to the bracket is we add them and then we have to narrow down what we have to our top 4. That could be something down the road, but I mean it's available. If I were to keep reading and talk about it, I may take it. So let's see. He probably wasn't huge. His wife is the namesake to a snack cake company.
I was gonna
or a line of snack
Yeah,
cakes.
I was gonna say I thought Dolly Madison was like a pastry company.
It is. History, according to this, the National Constitution Center admits that the history has little to say about Madison's favorite food. But so this is a little bit of a guess, and I don't know if whatever we're using ChatGPT or some other site was giving you something different.
They're telling me ice cream.
Okay, so
I'm sure he hung out with Jefferson,
Probably, yeah.
and was like, "Ooh, that's
this
good
ice
stuff.
cream
Like,
thing is good.
Somebody ought to catch on to that."
They probably all like a lot of these foods, but we're just going to take things from this list.
Yeah.
So he was 5'4" and 100 pounds. He was the smallest of the presidents.
It's a small
That
guy.
is a small dude.
You could pick him up and throw him.
Oh my gosh. Usually you think of presidents today, most of them are tall because taller people kind of.
Yeah, commanding
Yeah.
president. I mean, George Washington was a tall
Right.
guy.
So 5'4", 100. He was
like what was Washington? Washington may have been
6 something.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could have been close to a foot taller than.
Yeah. That's wild. Not taking ham? I'm tempted to.
And see, it's interesting that the little blurb that you read mentioned he wasn't big on sugary junk food, and then the other one I looked like he loved ice cream. So I'm sorry.
Do your own research. Is
You
what we're
have to
saying.
figure that one out. Virginia ham for a Virginia boy seems to make sense, though.
Yeah.
Are you taking it? I'm tempted to take
I'm tempted, but I don't know
ham
yet.
is so good.
Ham is great. Smoked ham like that. I'm gonna wait. If you want to hit it, I may circle back, but it's there for the taking right now.
Give me Virginia ham, number 4 on the list. It's great for breakfast. Fried ham and breakfast. You make red-eye gravy. It's great for lunch. You have a ham sandwich. It makes a incredible.
Great for holidays.
Yes.
Big special occasions.
This is an all-purpose food.
It really is an all-purpose food.
So, ham is so good.
Give us Monroe.
James Monroe, he was a big fan. He's also from Virginia. He liked something called spoon bread.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know what this is.
Spoon bread. It is a dish of cornmeal mush baked in the oven. It resulted in a nice crusty pudding.
This article says that the dish falls somewhere between a souffle, pudding, and cornbread.
I was going to say, is this almost, because the picture I'm looking at looks a lot like a cast iron skillet cornbread. Kind of also reminds me of like stovetop stuffing.
Yeah, I'm wanting to
texture.
know what the liquid on this picture that you have to look up the article. is that like a brown butter? Is it
My first glance when I looked over, I
molasses?
thought it was like peanut butter and jelly is what I thought I saw.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what the liquid is on. I don't know. This is not me. This kind of texture I think would rub me the wrong way. Like a more liquefied version of stuffing just does not sound very appealing to me.
spoon bread.
I mean, I guess it's probably got a little crusty on the top if it's close to a souffle, but
So it's going to be like a custardy, breadish.
And maybe it's
cornbread
delicious.
pudding.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
I don't know spoon bread. I don't know if spoon bread is still
I'm not
popular.
excited about this right now, though.
Yeah, I'm not putting it in my top 8.
John Quincy Adams,
Son of.
language.
John Adams.
Didn't know you
Son
felt
of John Adams.
Didn't know you felt so strongly about John Quincy Adams, but okay. John Quincy Adams' favorite food apparently was fruit. No specific fruits here, just fruit. Maybe we should have picked a different article.
Mailed in. He just mailed. Okay, look, ChatGPT's giving me the same thing. He loved fresh fruit, particularly apples.
This is according to the Massachusetts Historical Society. He was really into gardening, especially after he left the White House. Adams grew a variety of plants, but he was particularly proud of apple, apricot, peach, and plum trees. So,
in his diary, he wrote this: fruit for the subsistence, health, and comfort of my descendants.
so he was thinking future forward.
I like fruit.
I do like fruit.
Who doesn't like fruit?
I feel, but like you said, I feel like this one's phoned in a little bit, and I don't know if the generic fruit is worthy of our top 8.
Is it the best food? No. Like
It's good. It's
Yeah.
healthy. It's nice, but
all right. Let's see. Where do we go next? Andrew Jackson.
Andrew
back to Mike.
Jackson. Not
All
Michael.
right. I have been to this man's house. Not when he was living.
How old are you, Aaron? No wonder you can remember your own birth. You're a time traveler.
The Hermitage there in Nashville, Tennessee. It's an incredible place to visit. According to A Rich and Fertile Land, he liked a plainer fare that was more reflective of his Tennessee roots. And one dish that he was really fond of was tenderloin with Jezebel sauce.
This is the first one I'm looking at and going, that's a pretty good looking meal.
This looks like something that would be served in a upscale restaurant. Just
Right.
the picture of what I'm seeing here. There's no written record, though, of a sauce by this name prior to the 1950s. So they say that, is it possible that he was way ahead of his time?
He may have been a foodie himself. The question I have is what tenderloin? That looks like maybe.
Okay, so one thing I know about Andrew Jackson from reading, this man spent a lot of time in the wilderness, in the wild, from his years serving in the military. So I'm thinking wild game, something like deer tenderloin.
That's what.
Very possible.
That was my first thought. Was probably deer.
Wouldn't surprise you. Some wild boar.
Yeah.
Maybe
This does not look like any kind of beef.
no. So
It could be pork or deer or something.
that's kind of what I'm just guessing. Since he's a frontier guy, he spent a lot of time in a lot of wilderness type places.
Now, the photos that we have on this site, by the way, they are modern recreations or probably something this place just found on the internet. So, because I was about to look and go, what kind of other thing is in here? And I'm like, I had to remind myself that this is not exactly what he ate.
I do need to look to see what a Jezebel sauce is, though.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the term. I'm familiar with the biblical lady Jezebel.
Tell us more about Jezebel, Darren.
I am interested to know why the sauce is named after her. It is a sweet and spicy southern condiment, often served with ham, pork, or as a party dip over cream cheese.
The sweet and spicy is why it's called Jezebel.
I guess so. I don't remember a lot of sweet things recorded about her, though.
I'm sure she had good moments.
Let's see here. Let's look at a quick recipe. It's apricot preserves, pineapple preserves, horseradish, yellow mustard, and black pepper. Would be a modern recipe. There you go for Jezebel sauce. I could see that working with pork.
Yeah, fruity.
Little sweet, little tangy. We'll go with that.
Yeah. That makes the most sense to me. I asked ChatGPT, why is Jezebel sauce called Jezebel? And it said it's not clear, but it's likely inspired, of course, by the biblical figure. Known for her bold, fiery, and sometimes wicked reputation. The sauce is a unique combination. You just explained what it's about. So,
look, that dish sounds good.
Yeah.
I would happily sit down. I don't know. This looks like some sort of, white bean stew or... Yeah. I'm not sure what that is, but if you served me pork tenderloin over that with that sauce,
I'm a happy
I would eat that.
I'm going to take it.
It's something I've never eaten before, and I would like to recreate this meal.
I'm going to put it at 4. You're going to have to pardon me while I write this down. I can't write and talk at the same time unless you have other things to say about who are we talking about?
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson.
The man that is on the $20 bill. I know that about him. I know that his home did not have air conditioning. Nobody's home did.
I was about to say, should that be a shocker for us? All right, because it's my turn to read, isn't it?
It is.
Sorry, this website will not shrink down to where I need it to be. Okay, next up we have for your listening entertainment, that was called stalling, everybody, Martin Van Buren, Boar's Head. Now, this is not...
I love Boar's Head lunch meat.
This isn't the lunch meat, though.
Oh, you're talking like a...
I believe this is a physical, literal
Whoa.
boar's head.
Okay.
Before he was president, he traveled to England accompanied by Washington Irving. Man of letters that he was, Irving, who penned both Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, wrote to his sister to describe the trip. One of the highlights seemed to have been an old-fashioned English Christmas. And the boar's head crowned with holly. Van Buren became somewhat of a boar aficionado after this, and Barbecue News magazine says the dish became one of his favorite Christmas traditions.
So if you went to President VB's house for the holidays, you were going to be met with the head of a hog.
Yeah. Which, again, the British do like... They like head meats, and they like all this kind of stuff.
They do.
Even still to this day, a lot of them will do traditionally stuff.
I'm not a head meat guy.
I'm
okay?
not either.
Just not into that. What I'm getting over here is a lot of people also say that oysters are his favorite food.
Yeah, I would be on board for that.
I was going to say, if that were on the option, I know you're an oyster guy.
I can't remember. I know we've talked about it.
I like fried oysters.
You like fried. You're not into the the raw or steamed or anything like that.
Nope. How about William Henry Harrison? The man who died only a month into office. Most well known for giving the longest inauguration speech that there was. Caught pneumonia after giving it in the rain. Interesting. Now, I want you to know that this is from the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Is it really?
That's where we're bringing you this information from.
Interesting. Why? That's what I want to know.
Well, tabloid. Here's the thing. He likes squirrel stew.
Okay.
And tabloids accused Britney Spears of eating squirrels while growing up. And I'm just looking at... I'm learning this as you're learning
Pause,
this.
time out, let him continue reading on, because so far we have... In this corner, William Henry Harrison. In this corner, Northwest Arkansas. And in this corner, Britney Spears. How we tie them together, let's follow along and find out.
Tabloids accused Britney Spears of eating squirrels while growing up. The Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette says they meant to demean her rather than to paint her as an Andrew Zimmern-style adventure eater.
Pause. Just to recap, we have William Henry Harrison, we have Squirrel Stew, Northwest Arkansas, and Britney Spears, and now we have Northwest Arkansas dissing Britney Spears and trying to demean her. Please continue.
This is great. I was hoping somehow Arkansas would make it into this. I did not know that it would be from trashing Britney Spears.
You think you're thinking Bill Clinton down in the 90s, you know, not coming around to 1841 talking about Britney Spears.
Back in the 1840s, squirrel was a dish fit for a president. Free squirrel stew was handed out at voter rallies, and it may have helped when William Henry Harrison get elected our 9th president. But it's possible, this says, that it was the possum that was in the dish.
Oh. So a little bait and switch.
That's from One for the Table.
Saving money on the campaign trail. Have you had squirrel?
Yes.
Squirrel's good. It's a little gamey.
I haven't had it since I was a kid. These days, I have trouble kind of getting past the fact that they're in the rodent family. And I just can't get back in it. My wife has just kind of turned me off to trying to eat squirrel again.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had it in a long time, but I remember
my great-grandfather apparently
as a kid, it wasn't bad.
Liked scrambled eggs and scrambled squirrel brains together.
Okay. Now that's a dish.
That's a dish.
That's a dish. All right. Is it my go? John Tyler. There's a president you probably have never thought about.
Tippecanoe and Tyler, too?
John Tyler. Favorite food was chess pie.
Okay.
Chess pie.
See, I like chess pie.
Fun fact about John Tyler, by the way, 15 children. Most of any president. We both have one each. Would you like to have 15? Would you like to have 14 more on top of the one you got? Chess pie. I'm trying to think. I think I've had chess pie before, but I'm trying to remember it. Do you know off the top of your head what this is?
Well, if you hadn't asked me back when we were doing a chess pie, when we were doing a pie episode or talking about pies,
Yeah.
I remember looking at chess pie.
I do remember talking about it, but
It's sort of just it's a very sweet kind of custard pie, if I remember right.
yeah, I'm thinking that's pretty much what it is. Just a
Butter,
custard
sugar,
pie.
vanilla, eggs, milk. It's got cornmeal in it.
Okay, man, cornmeal, really popular in the late 1700s, early 1800s.
Again, not surprising about this. That let's see, he's from Virginia, isn't he?
That's a great question. I don't know.
That I don't remember either.
His youngest child, so number 15, was born when he was 70.
Whoa.
70-year-old having a newborn. This is an honorable mention territory for me because this sounds good. I think I would enjoy it.
I've got no problems with this.
I'm not taking it, but I have no problems with it.
I don't have any issues here. James K. Polk. James K. Polk. Ham and cornbread.
This is good.
I'm tempted now to replace
what, your Virginia ham?
James Madison with
you're
ham
adding
and cornbread.
Hey,
Like we're improving.
we are.
We're improving.
That's a great point.
Let's see here. What can we... Polk was cautious as could be, relating in his diary. He politely refused unfamiliar foods offered to him in New Orleans and asked for standby ham and cornbread.
Oh, Jimmy, what are you doing? New Orleans has great food.
Despite his efforts to stay healthy, several months later, Polk would still succumb to the disease and die.
This article says, no fault of the ham, we're sure.
So who are we talking about? James K. Polk. Over here, it's telling me he liked cornbread and buttermilk. So that jives.
Yeah, I've got my chat GPT says he liked corn pone.
Corn pone.
I don't know what pone is.
I know the word corn pone, but I couldn't define
Probably
pone for you.
cornbread. It's probably some version of cornbread.
I thought
Are you taking it? You going to replace?
I'm going to replace
Okay.
James Madison with James K. Polk, who honestly, he's probably not one that a lot of people think of, but I would tell you that James K. Polk, in my opinion, I'm no historian, but I think he would be one of the worst presidents in American history.
Because he oversaw the annexation of Texas. We had to add Texas because of him.
Is he the one responsible for that?
According to ChatGPT,
Oh.
it was.
Okay. I think that Polk had a lot of things that contributed to what led up to the Civil War.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my
History with Aaron. We need a little theme song for that. Zachary Taylor Thomas. It was not Thomas. Well, I wonder if Zachary Taylor Thomas was named after the president. Now I need to know that. Zachary Taylor, his favorite food was... Do you want to break out your French accent for this one? Because I have no idea how to say this. Callus
chods.
Callus Touchads.
It looks like donut holes to me.
I know, and I want to know what it is before I hit that button, because if it's donut holes, I'm taking it. Let me see. Hold on. Hold, please.
He was partial to a fried sweet rice dumpling. So it's like the little fried biscuit things you get at the Chinese buffet almost. Like those sugar biscuits. Oh, it didn't work.
Freaking loopholes.
No, I'm kidding. I don't want
I'm going to take that at a nice... I'm going to take it at 2 right now because that's what I have available.
He is the only president to have been killed by food?
Well, maybe I shouldn't take this.
There's no real proof that the cherries or milk he ate right before he died were the culprits. It has not been possible to pinpoint an exact cause of death yet.
This looks like this could be a Creole food.
I was going to say, this almost has like a beignet vibe.
Yeah. Oh, man. The other name for this is New Orleans rice fritters.
This says he was rumored to really like Creole cuisine. Nickname was Old Rough and Ready. Apparently, he wasn't ready for the cherries and milk he ate before he died.
Yeah, this sounds good. I kind of want to make these.
You know, I'm wondering now, is there a presidential cookbook? Surely somebody has created
Surely
a presidential.
there is, right?
They haven't. We should. And we need a spin-off series where we cook presidential foods.
I would be 100%.
Video that.
We got to do that.
So you are taking this.
I am taking it. I'm taking it at 2, and I don't think it's going to move from there.
Old Callus Chods.
I'm just so I can remember what these are called. I'm going to call them
fried sweet rice dumplings is what this says.
This has New Orleans rice fritters.
Sure.
But either way, I mean, it's got powdered sugar on it.
Fried rice balls.
They're fried. They're doughy. They're great. That's brought up my wheelhouse. All right, so I'm going to take that at 2. By the way, ChatGPT says that his favorite food was Creole food, especially gumbo. So, that tracks.
Millard Fillmore. When was the last time you thought about President Fillmore?
Never. The only time I ever think about Millard Fillmore is when I'm reading the comic strip Fillmore.
Hey, this one should make our list. And it should be evident why when I tell you what it is.
Okay.
Haven't looked. His favorite food was resurrection pie.
Resurrection pie. Oh, this picture does not do it justice, though.
Really?
This is a British thing, isn't it?
Does
it look good to you?
It does. To me, this looks like
It looks like a pie had diarrhea. That's what this looks like.
Let me reframe this. It looks like a pot pie with an incredibly deep, dark, delicious roasted beef stew.
Okay.
Now, does that sound better than diarrhea pie?
It sounds better, yes.
The cookbook, this is from the president's cookbook. Look at that. I come up with an idea.
And 2 people later on the internet.
2 people later.
From an article from 2 years ago.
really makes me mad. Really makes me mad. This originated in the north of England. And it says that these were made from steak and liver, which really tracks with, something we were talking about.
Yeah, I definitely don't want it with liver.
European and Nordic style dishes is what it feels like. Foods of England clarifies that they were originally made from whatever leftovers were available, thus resurrecting the food and giving the pie its name. President Fillmore from the 1850s.
You're not taking it, though?
Not after you called it diarrhea pie. Sorry.
President Franklin Pierce. His favorite food were fanny daddies.
What were they?
Fanny daddies. So apparently the name for this dish was tied a little bit maybe to a naughty joke, but from a Victorian novel apparently. But anyway, these are actually clam fritters. So you're talking kind of minced up clam, I'm assuming, and then fried off.
I like fried clams.
I do too, and I'm tempted to replace this with the tenderloin Jezebel, but I'm going to hold off for now. It does sound very good, though.
Listen, the next time I go to the catfish hole, I like to get those fried clam strips. I'm going to ask him if I can get some Fanny Daddies.
Yeah. Oh.
James Buchanan.
Mm. Again, and we're in the era of presidents that were like, who I have. If you were to list out presidents, you would skip all these and forget them.
He really liked French cooking. He really liked cabbage. And apparently, he was a big fan of sauerkraut.
Okay.
He described it as an honest German dish. 1866, in a letter to a friend, he admitted that many pretenders to refinement despise sauerkraut, but said that he was glad that we both delight in the classical dish. So sauerkraut.
Yeah. I like sauerkraut in the right context. I'm not just going to eat a spoonful of it, but
Erica will open up a can of that and just
Really?
eat that sucker right out of the can. I mean,
Wow.
she could just down a can of sauerkraut.
goodness.
I love sauerkraut too.
Taking it?
Just on its own?
Yeah, just on its own.
No.
Okay.
No.
Abraham Lincoln. Shout out to Aaron's Republican founder.
This is the, this is where it began.
His favorite are corn cakes. So him and Washington have something a little bit in
Hoe
common
cake,
here.
corn cakes?
They're pretty much the same
Yeah.
thing. They look like. Maybe this may be fried. Maybe hoe cake was more griddled. This one looks like maybe sopping in some more oil. So it may be a little bit more deep fried. I don't know. But I kind of just want to tie Washington and Lincoln together here.
He once claimed he could eat corn cakes as fast as two women could make them.
Two women. Wow. Lincoln. You
I mean, he was
dog.
kind of a strapping guy, too, you
That's
know.
true.
I bet he could put some food away.
Oh, yeah.
Had to
Corn
fill up
cakes.
that top hat.
Yeah. I like it. I need to make some of those. I haven't had them in so long. It makes me want to make
Listen,
some.
I made some fried corn cakes not that long ago and put in some pepper jack cheese, and they turned out good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that this week.
Yep. People don't make corn cakes enough.
But not nearly enough. Yeah, next time you get the hanker for some cornbread, just grill it like a pancake.
Look, to me, you get more of the crusty surface
Yeah, it's the best part.
than just a big slice of cornbread.
When you get to the middle of cornbread, you need more butter.
Yeah.
But
The corn cake, I think, is the perfect vehicle for all the good stuff.
and you can top it with savory stuff, like top it with a chili, or top it with a stew, or top it with even a goulash kind of situation.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Absolutely. We moved to Lincoln's vice president, who took over after he got killed, and we're Andrew Johnson. And have you ever heard of this dish?
It sounds familiar,
Okay.
but I could not tell you what it was.
Hoppin' John. He was, this is according to Will Patterson. He was a chef who cooked for 3 different presidents. He says that Andrew Johnson's favorite dish was Hoppin' John.
Interesting. It is. Apparently, this is a southern dish with black-eyed peas and rice.
Black-eyed peas and rice.
Yummy. This is not something I would enjoy.
Really?
I'm not a big black-eyed pea guy.
Okay, I know you're a bean hater, but now you're a pea hater too?
Well, when it tastes like a bean in that context, yeah. I mean, I've had some good peas in the past.
Peppers, tomatoes, rice, black-eyed peas. To me, it sounds kind of good.
You want it?
What have I got left?
1 and 3.
I'm holding on.
I mean, you could replace, you can move stuff around, and your 4th spot is ham and cornbread. That seems, compared to what we've heard so far, seems low. But I mean, we're getting into modern territory soon. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna hold.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Listen, I just want to have a side note here. I am a huge fan of President Grant.
You are?
I love President Grant. I read several books on him last year, and I have a lot of respect for President Grant, what he walked into, the Reconstruction era in the United States. I don't think that the Union is what it is without President Grant. He seems like one of the most humble individuals. And honestly, I'll say this, reading about the two generals who led the Confederate Army and the Union Army, these were both very decent men, and they knew how to get along. They both hated the jobs that they had to do, and General Lee came to visit President Grant at the White House after, obviously, the Civil War, after President Grant was in office. General Lee stopped by to wish him well, to visit with him, and these were two men who absolutely hated what was taking place in the country and were both able to put behind them the horrors of the Civil War, and both did what they could to try to rebuild the Union. Now, I think President Grant may not get the recognition as we think of Lincoln.
Right.
But then everything, I mean, the country was still just kind of up in the air after the Civil War happened. And President Grant, even after he left office, just such an incredibly humble guy that loved this country, did a lot of great things to try to hold this country together. And interestingly, after he left office, there was an incredibly heated, contested election, just like we had, a few years ago. And people weren't sure what was going to happen through it. And Grant, I mean, he held the country together when it was just about to fracture again. He was able to hold it together and keep it going around. So big fan of President Grant.
We need more President Grant honoring.
Yeah,
we
we
need.
do. We do.
Put him on the Mount Rushmore. Who would you
Grace is
take off?
the $50 bill.
That's true. He does get a bill. And his favorite food was rice pudding.
Oh, I love rice pudding.
Rice pudding. I cannot tell you the last time I had rice pudding.
2 months ago for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got some at Aldi.
In remembrance of Grant?
No, but now that I know that, I think I'll stop at Aldi again. I don't know when.
You want that one? You got your 3 spot.
I know. I don't know that I like rice pudding that much, though.
Okay. That's all I got to say about you. You said plenty about Grant, so we can move on then.
Rutherford B. Hayes. You like corn?
Oh, I do like corn.
The great thing about corn is after you eat it, it's not goodbye. It's just see you later.
Oh, man. ChatGPT says he's also liked cornmeal pancakes. This was a very, very popular thing
I figure it
among
was
presidents.
kind of a staple for a lot of them growing up.
Yeah.
That it may have just kind of been reminiscent of their childhood days, and it's what a lot of people had. Corn, I don't know if he just liked just a cob of corn or he liked it in different.
Just so multi. What's the word? What's the word?
Multifaceted.
Sure. Yeah.
Has a lot of uses.
Yeah.
It's not just a one dish wonder.
No. Use it into a ton of stuff. We did a whole episode on potatoes versus corn.
We did.
James Garfield. We're back to squirrel soup.
Are we?
We're back to squirrel soup. Anything else to say? I don't think either one of us are taking it. Did you have something else you were going to say about corn or?
No.
Okay.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I'm not taking squirrel soup.
All right. How about Chester Arthur? We just went from bad to worse, folks.
Yeah, this is going to be a dry spell for the bracket.
This used to be, it says it has fallen out of favor.
Really?
It has. A lot like squirrel. All right. And that is turtle steak. I didn't know that turtles had steaks.
Yeah, I didn't either. This picture is grotesque.
I don't. Is that thing even dead? I mean, it looks like it's just sleeping on a bed of lettuce.
Please go look at this article because that is just a terrible picture there.
I don't think we're allowed to eat turtles now. I think they're like endangered or something.
Protected, yeah.
I don't want to eat a turtle, though.
No. I don't even know what it would taste like. I'm sure my dad knows. I'm sure he's done it. Grover Cleveland, corned beef and cabbage.
This was our non-consecutive president.
Yes. I wonder if it has him in here twice. No, it just has him in here once.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Corned beef and cabbage. I do like corned beef. The cabbage brings it down a tick for me, but I do like corned beef.
It's a Irish dish.
It is.
We got St. Patty's Day coming up.
That's true. You're gonna do corned
beef and cabbage
on St. Patty's? I may enjoy a nice sandwich.
Ooh, I like a corned beef sandwich. With
I'm not taking it because I've only got my number one left. Man, I've been greedy.
You have.
Oh,
Benjamin
boy.
Harrison. He liked fig pudding.
Some figgy pudding.
Bring us some figgy pudding. He was really into Christmas. Maybe this is my new favorite president.
Heck Grant. Heck Washington.
Forget them all. Give me Benjamin Harrison. Is he not Indiana's favorite son? Was he from Indiana?
I have no idea. Hold on. Let me.
Does it tell?
No, but he was the first president to have electricity in the White House, but he was afraid to touch the switches.
You know, that could have been I could see that in the very
Brand
beginning.
new, yeah.
Like, I don't know about that. Fig pudding.
Have you ever had fig pudding?
Never had fig
I
pudding.
haven't either.
It-
Again,
it's-
British, they call everything, it looks like a cake. It's probably a fig cake.
It sort of reminds me of fruitcake.
Yeah.
Just looking at it.
William McKinley liked red flannel hash.
I'm sorry. What?
I have no idea what this is. Seems...
This guy was assassinated.
Is it giving me a... Okay, hold on. Is made from potatoes and beets. So it looks like
Pass.
it's just a hash of potatoes and beets.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm not taking that.
Nope.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Did he like?
Tee it up.
Oh, meat. It's meat. It's
Tee it
meat.
up.
Oh, whoo! Okay, Theodore Roosevelt. No, you ain't touching it. You ain't Come on, Teddy.
Teddy
Give me
got it.
He likes this.
He got it.
Fried chicken.
Yes, sir.
Give me that fried
That's
chicken.
going to one of our number ones.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number one, baby. Let's get it. Let's quit eating squirrels. Let's quit eating turtle steaks. Fried chicken. Old TR knows where it's at. Wow.
Man. Thank you, Teddy. I do love some fried chicken, man.
Fried chicken.
Oh.
He was known to eat an entire chicken in one meal.
Oh, wow. Deep frying the whole chicken. Thank you, Teddy. Bringing us back. So we went through the doldrums. We went through some bad stuff, but we've made it out the other side. Congratulations. William Howard Taft. Steak.
Is he not the guy who got stuck in the bathtub?
Probably because he ate a lot of steak and potatoes.
This also says that Teddy Roosevelt was a big fan of steak as well and strong coffee.
Yeah. He did. This is the person who got the president who got stuck in the bathtub.
Aha.
William Howard Taft. Yeah, steak's going number one.
Woo! Steak and fried chicken back to back.
Back to back. We've made our thoughts known about steak for a long time. There's no need to go into details about it, but again, Taft, other than getting stuck in the bathtub, a pretty forgettable president, I would assume.
He would start each day with a 12-ounce steak.
Start each day with a 12-ounce steak.
His heaviest, he weighed 332 pounds.
Holy
Doctor told
cow.
him he needed to cut back, so he reduced the size of his steaks to 6 ounces.
Man, can you imagine eating steak every day? Wouldn't you get sick of it?
I'd like to
Probably
try
not,
and find
yeah.
out. I'd love to know. I want to know that one. Let's see. Who are we up to now?
It's your go.
Woodrow Wilson, Virginia country ham.
Okay, we got another ham fan.
I like ham. I'm not a big fan of Woodrow Wilson, though. Just throwing that in there.
Warren G. Harding like knockwurst with sauerkraut.
Okay, so we got sauerkraut on here twice.
We
This
have
time we've
sauerkraut.
added knockwurst to it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a fan of knockwurst.
I don't know what knockwurst is. I know bratwursts.
Doesn't knockwurst have something strange in it?
I don't know. I mean, I like sausage. That's. I like sauerkraut with some sausage. To me, you need that in there to make it worthwhile.
It was a meat blend. I don't know. Maybe I would like knockwurst.
This
Okay.
this other one says he liked chicken pot pie.
Oh.
He also loved poker and lost a set of White House china in a poker game.
Now that's funny. We are up to Calvin Coolidge and old Silent Cal. Hang on.
Hold, please.
Silent Cal would be my probably other choice for first or second favorite president. I'm a big fan of Calvin Coolidge. He loved Jelly Roll. The food, not the musician.
I was trying to hold on. I was trying to pull up a song of Jelly Roll. I've never heard Jelly Roll. I was worried that I was going to pull up something that was inappropriate. I don't know what.
All I can tell you about Jelly Roll is I know what he looks like.
Yeah, I just know what he looks like.
I don't know anything about his music. But
this looks delicious.
This is one of his favorite. I like jelly rolls.
Yeah.
Those are good. When I think of this, I think of what could be. Oh man, I would probably put this top 5 for sure in Little Debbie's, and that's the little strawberry shortcake roll.
Those are really good.
That's what this.
We
like a
have
miniature
never done a Little Debbie episode, have we?
Have we not?
I don't think we have.
Wow.
Yeah, we need to do that.
We've got to do Little
like
Debbie.
we did with our Reese's. You know, we need to go.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
we got to try
We
them.
got to go try them.
We got to try them.
We're gonna do it. We got to try them. Herbert Hoover liked caramel tomatoes.
That sounds awful. I'm sorry. What?
Caramelized. I'm guessing it's caramelized tomatoes and not the candy caramel.
I mean, if you're
caramel
cooking
with
sugar
tomatoes.
down that much, it's gonna get really sweet and syrupy and sticky on tomatoes. It just doesn't sound good.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Roasted tomatoes would sound fine, but not caramelized tomatoes. All right.
FDR, 3-term president, for us. His favorite food, grilled cheese sandwiches. That is tempting, my friend.
I'm looking at my list going, what could I take off?
I've only got one spot left. Is a grilled cheese sandwich, is it that good?
Oh, man. The tenderloin with Jezebel sitting at 4 for me.
I put a grilled cheese sandwich or I put that tenderloin meal in front of you. You're telling me you would take the grilled cheese sandwich?
Probably not, no. If I'm putting that grilled cheese and some ham and cornbread in front of you, which one are you taking? Because that's your number 4.
He also loved hot dogs, by the way. He was a big fan of hot dogs.
That's true. He shared a hot dog with
he
the
served hot
queen.
dogs to the king and queen of England.
England, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched a documentary on that.
Man.
No?
What do I have number 4?
Ham and cornbread. And your number 3 is open.
I'm playing it just empty right now.
Okay. Harry, this is mine, right? Harry S. Truman, cornbread with sorghum.
Okay. He
Again.
liked a little sweet with his cornbread.
Yeah, which hey, I'm not mad at. I like honey with mine. I'll put some
Yeah,
honey and butter.
You put this on there. This is it good?
It's great.
Dwight D. Eisenhower liked beef stew.
I do like beef stew.
Ooh.
Beef stew is great. It's
Oh.
delicious.
Oh.
It's tempting.
Ah.
That seems like that would be something that could go at 3 for you.
Yeah. Put that number 3. Beef stew. Especially in the winter, a nice hearty bowl of beef stew. I like Ike. For those of you who don't know, that was his campaign.
Yeah,
he was known as
campaign
Ike.
thing. John F. Kennedy, New England fish chowder. If this was clam, I'd be tempted. Fish chowder.
See, fish chowder is just
a little less. I don't know why it's less appetizing to me, but it is.
The National Press Club, they had a President's Day themed dinner, and they chose bay scallop chowder to represent him.
Yeah, this ChatGPT says clam chowder. So, but chowder makes sense for him. I do like chowder a lot.
I don't want fish chowder though.
Yeah, we gotta stick to this list. So I'm gonna have to pass on.
Lyndon B.
fish.
Johnson barbecue.
Ah, son of a John Adams.
Yep.
Where do
Yep.
you taking it over ham and cornbread?
You know what? Take ham and cornbread off the list
Okay.
and give me.
Yeah,
Son.
what
Move. Wow.
beef
wow.
stew, French vanilla,
Okay, I
fried
gotta
chicken.
shift everything down. Barbecue's
boy.
got to go number 1. I'm sorry. Barbecue number 1.
And fried chicken at 2.
Fried chicken 2. Ice cream number 3. This is good. Look, Lyndon B. Johnson.
You're gonna have to talk for a while then.
He was from Texas. We have an entire barbecue episode where we go into all sorts of detail about our love for barbecue. That's how much we love barbecue on this channel. I can't say enough good things about barbecue. And if you're from Texas, you should know good barbecue. They're showing me ribs right now. Last time we recorded, I actually told you, I said, we got to do some ribs soon together. This, I'm sorry. I might say that this is it better than steak? I don't know. What do we have? Look, ribeye steak sits in our Hall of Fame as a bestie for the restie.
Cannot go in there twice. Keep that in mind.
Brisket also sits in our Hall of Fame as a bestie for the restie.
That's
how much we love steak
that's
and
true.
barbecue.
Neither one of these can go back in it, so they can't win.
They both sit in there. Woo! Lyndon B. Johnson brought a cook to the White House known as the Barbecue King to cook at the White House quite a bit.
I finally got it all sorted out, so we can continue. Richard Nixon liked cottage cheese. You're a cottage cheese lover, aren't you? You like some cottage cheese?
But do not put fruit in my cottage cheese. That picture's got pineapple in it.
Yeah.
I don't want fruit in my cottage cheese.
I'm not a cottage cheese fan.
Why?
I haven't had it in a long time. Maybe I need to try it again. I'll add it to my next Walmart order.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand why people don't like cottage cheese.
My memory says it's a texture thing.
A texture thing. Okay.
And there's just not enough else going on to overcome the texture.
Okay.
But I haven't had it in a very, very long time. So,
let me tell you,
at least 7 years. So
there are some very bad cottage cheeses. I am incredibly picky on my cottage cheese.
What's the brand?
Highland?
Great Value?
Absolutely not. That stuff is nasty.
Price saver?
It's got to be Highland.
Okay.
Or the Daisy.
Oh, do a dollop.
Those two are my favorites.
Okay.
The others, I just haven't found anything else that's good. If I had to eat one of those others, I just wouldn't eat cottage cheese.
It's you.
I'm surprised that's a favorite food, though.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I like Doritos and cottage cheese together good.
Okay.
Like a little dip.
That's interesting.
It's good. Really. Gerald Ford liked pot roast with red cabbage.
Okay.
Sounds kind of good.
But the picture does not do that justice, though. I like a good pot roast, but that ain't doing it. Jimmy Carter, cheesy grits. I do love some cheesy grits.
This was our Baptist president that I mentioned earlier, just recently passed away. From Plains, Georgia.
Just passed away. He served 1977 and 1981.
Cheesy grits are so good.
They are really good.
With some, I like cheesy grits with shrimp.
Yes.
Like some sauteed shrimp, hard seared shrimp. Man, shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits are great. Ronald, or is this you?
It is me,
okay, great.
Ronald Reagan. And this is one that I
How
would
apropos.
I would have known this. Jelly beans. He was a jelly bean fiend. All right. He celebrated his 1981 inauguration by treating his guests to 3.5 tons of Jelly Bellies in a patriotic selection of cherry, coconut, and blueberry. Yeah. Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. I knew that. George H.W. Bush. Pork rinds.
Hey, keto people, you are represented on this list.
That's one reason I can't choose this. I like a good pork rind, but it's hard for me to eat them now.
He liked to put a little hot sauce on them.
Yeah.
I remember Dad doing that a lot when I was growing up. I like pork rinds, but
you got to have some flavor on it.
Not that good.
I like more of the cracklins.
Oh, Bill Clinton.
The chicharrones.
Oh, right. Our home state represented here.
Yep.
Arkansas.
Is it me?
It's me.
Okay.
Bill Clinton.
You were just pausing for dramatic effect. It made me think it was my turn. Okay. And I ruined your dramatic effect.
Chicken enchiladas.
Woo!
Now I'm tempted again. What's at number 4? Beef stew.
Beef stew at number 4. Yeah, I was about to say I would absolutely swap those two.
And again, we may be political opponents here, but Slick Willie and I both like chicken enchiladas.
Hold on. Is that a common nickname for him?
Yes.
I have never heard that.
Have you not?
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah. It is. According to the 2014 New York Times article, the president hasn't been strictly vegan since his doctor advised him that lean protein is necessary in order to be adequately nourished while maintaining a healthy weight. He was asked to name what his favorite dish was for posterity, and he came up with chicken enchiladas. Now, he was also a fan of McDonald's. I don't know if you remember videos of him. You know, he would go jogging and stuff.
I mean, McDonald's was peak 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can't not be, at that point.
But chicken enchiladas.
That's a great pick. George W. Bush like cheeseburger pizza.
Really?
ChatGPT says Tex-Mex.
Now, see, that's what I would have guessed.
That seems more on brand for him. Well, not on brand, but more just based on where he was
if you're
from.
from Texas, you got to be a fan of Tex-Mex.
Cheeseburger pizza is probably leans more on brand, I think, to what publicly most people think about for him.
I'm trying to look at this.
Yeah, I'm skimming the article here. He did. I'm just going to read it. He wasn't known for frequenting fast food chains. He did enjoy homemade rather than White House chef-made versions of what are typically considered junk food, with his favorite being cheeseburger pizza. As his chef told a British newspaper via The Sun, she'd start off with a margarita pizza base to get those foodie credentials, then pile on toppings including ground beef, bacon, fried onions, ketchup, pickles, and of course lots of cheese. The calorie total estimated upwards of 2,300 calories.
Now, I'm going to tell you, my chat GPT pulled in that he mentioned peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
I do like those too.
He also mentioned Tex-Mex, and then it throws in also rumored to like cheeseburger pizza.
Okay.
PB and H is good. If Tex-Mex were there, I would be very tempted. If we have to, are we sticking strictly to this?
We're going to stick to that list, yeah.
Because I would absolutely put Tex-Mex number one on my list.
Oh, really?
That would be
over
number one.
barbecue?
Yeah, over barbecue.
Wow.
Yeah, I would take Tex-Mex hands down.
Okay, let me. We'll get to the bracket when we do that. Barack Obama, chili. What? I'm too aggressive with the button, I guess.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna replace the tenderloin Jezebel with chili. And I'm looking at my list to see. I'm moving hoecake to 4.
Hoecakes are in danger of slipping from the bracket, folks.
I mean, you put the two together, the chili with the hoecake.
I mean, the picture that they're showing us is chili and cornbread muffins.
And it's a magical thing. I love chili.
He frequented restaurants all around the nation's capital, and one of his favorite places to go is a place called Ben's Chili Bowl. The owners painted him a mural several years. I have eaten at a handful of restaurants that he's eaten at over the years. My favorite being Colorado-style Mexican place in Pueblo. Trying to think of the name of it. It's escaping me at the moment. But they have some really good green chili there at that restaurant. And of course, there's pictures all over from where he visited there. I don't know. Back probably around 2009.
Yeah. Chili's good. I like it.
All right. President Trump. This is our second non-consecutive president.
Yes.
So the 45th and 47th current president of the United States. I think most of you would probably guess this one. Yeah. This one is well known, much like it was in Bill Clinton's day. He is a fan of McDonald's. And I mean, I'm tempted to put this on there.
Are you really?
I'm tempted to put it there.
I can tell you this is not going to get my vote. I'm not a McDonald's hater, but I'm not. I don't think it's worthy of a top 4 spot. When there's so much other good food on here, but I'm going to propose an amendment when we get to the bracket stuff. So keep that in your back pocket.
Man, I don't know. He has famously served some of the college teams that won national championships in his last administration.
Yeah.
You know, the big McDonald's spread.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass on McDonald's for now.
Okay. Finally, we have Joe Biden with just ice cream, not a specific flavor, just ice cream in general.
He can't remember which flavor. Don't get mad, people. Don't get mad.
He's gone now. It doesn't matter. Do you want to replace Thomas Jefferson's strictly French vanilla ice cream with just generic ice cream, or you want nothing to do with Biden?
I think you know the answer to the question. All right.
I was curious if you were going to take the bait or not. We have now reached all 45 presidents that have served, and now we must do the hard deed of bracketing them out.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
Okay, I told you that I had a possible amendment to the bracket this time.
Okay. Amendments seem appropriate to talk about when we're discussing the President of the United States.
Absolutely. So since ribeye being steak and brisket being barbecue are currently in our Hall of Fame, they could win this,
But they can't.
but they cannot go in the Hall of Fame.
They can't.
So my amendment is, do we default remove them from the bracket? Worthy, we've already said they are worthy number 1 seeds. They should be in here, but they
Just to keep from having the same exact thing again.
Yeah.
To happen. Because
So
we're
they
not
could-
going to
they-
not vote for steak or barbecue.
right. It's gonna be steak and barbecue in the final, more than likely.
Yep.
And one of them could win,
Yep.
and one of them could go on to be
Yep.
the champion that moves on next week. But they're
But
going to
they
go
can't
4
go-
weeks and then just nothing. So that's what I'm proposing. That they're both our number 1s. So we just
Look,
remove our number 1s.
As much as people are a fan of these two things, they are term limited. They cannot
very well
hold
done.
office again.
Very well done.
Yes, we're a big fan. We would love to have them back, but we just can't. The Constitution will not allow this to happen.
I like it.
So
So it's going to cause great pain
we
me.
will put a statue. They get a statue. We will put them on our currency. We will give them all the respect.
But it's going to cause great pain for me to erase them.
So just know that we would choose steak and barbecue, no doubt, would make it to the finals.
Yes. But not today. So what are you putting at number 1 now? That means we both have to add something back in.
From that list.
Well, yeah, from that list. So you can bring McDonald's in. Whatever you want to do.
Did I lose beef stew? Is it off of my list?
You did lose beef
so
stew.
beef stew comes back.
Okay. So
Everything just shifts back
So
up.
you want to just shift everything back up then. So that's going to put you chicken enchiladas at number 3. Fried chicken goes back to 1. French vanilla goes back to number 2. Chicken enchilada at 3. Is this right?
and beef stew number 4.
And beef stew at 4.
And let's see, was it Eisenhower?
Oh, yeah, that's what I don't remember.
Hang on. Let's see. Let me get back to him. I'm pretty sure it was Eisenhower.
While you're doing that, oh gosh, I went through puberty.
Yes.
While you're doing that, I'm going to. I didn't have a number 1.
You don't have an. Well, yeah.
I think I'm gonna put chili at number 1.
Solid call.
Leave rice fritters at number 2. Hoecakes at 3. I'm gonna move hoecake back to 3. And then I had the beef, the tenderloin Jezebel. At
You weren't
4.
tempted with the pork rinds?
No,
Jelly beans?
no. Who did? I am tempted with the cheese grits though.
That was Jimmy Carter.
If it was clam chowder, dang it.
Yeah, clam chowder would be. Clam chowder would definitely be in there.
The tenderloin with Jezebel, man, that sounds good. Andrew Jackson. All right. Here we go. We have our bracket, ladies and gentlemen. What is the best presidential fast food?
Fast food. McDonald's. That's the only one that's been mentioned.
Honestly, that's true. What's the best It's okay. What what is the best? What is the favorite food of? How do I word this? I'm stuck. What's the best presidential favorite food? Sure, we're gonna go with that. First up, fried chicken versus tenderloin Jezebel. Teddy Roosevelt versus Andrew Jackson. 3, 2, 1. Fried chicken. French vanilla ice cream, Thomas Jefferson versus the hoe cake from George Washington and multiple other presidents. Abraham Lincoln, multiple. 3, 2, 1. French vanilla ice cream. We have chili versus beef stew.
Oh, these are two stews facing off, by the way.
You said this was Eisenhower?
Yes. Both of which are made of beef. These are two technically beef stews.
But very different.
One is
culinarily and
this is a southwestern beef stew.
Yeah.
Versus I don't know.
Hearty southern?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Midwestern?
Yeah, probably.
Chili versus beef stew. Obama versus Eisenhower. 3, 2, 1. Chili. Did you say chili?
I said chili.
Okay.
Hate to do that.
Obama. Rice fritters from Zach Taylor versus chicken enchilada. Dang it, this matchup sucks. Chicken enchiladas from Slick Willie. 3, 2, 1. Chicken enchiladas. Dang it. I was really hoping rice fritters. I'm going to have to make those at some point. All right, we have fried chicken versus French vanilla ice cream. 3.
Hang on. Hang on. Let me just process for a second. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Fried chicken. And then we have chili versus chicken enchiladas. Obama versus Clinton.
Hey.
Man, this is tough.
I was hoping that we might end up with a red versus blue Democrat Republican final.
Yeah.
But we're not.
You know,
Just trivia here. Do you know Teddy Roosevelt's party?
it's going to be something like it's libertarian.
Good guess. Bull Moose.
Really? That was the party?
Bull Moose party.
That's funny. Chili versus chicken enchiladas. 3, 2, 1. Chili.
Chicken enchiladas?
Okay. Chili.
This is close.
Chili 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1. 8.
9.
Is it 17? Chicken enchiladas. 3, 2, 1.
7.
8. Chili moves on.
Yeah.
All right. Chili versus fried chicken.
Have we ever? Can you remember? Have either of these been in a final before? Have
I don't
these
think
ever
so.
won an episode of anything that we've talked about?
Of any that it would have been. We have comfort food on our board, and both of these would have fit in that category. So we could have a makeup game later, but fried chicken versus chili.
This is tough.
3, 2, 1. Fried chicken. Yes, sir.
Wow.
And you know
Wow.
what's
Oh,
you
my.
know what's funny?
Whoa.
You know what's funny?
But is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the best thing battle.
Whoa, Nelly, we thought last week. I even had the song queued up and everything. We thought pepperoni pizza was going to walk the table, run the table, not walk it. They're going to run the table to the Hall of Fame. Standing in its way, though, right now is fried chicken.
One of these things we have to get rid of forever.
I did not see this coming either. Like, when I'm thinking presidential foods, fried chicken was not on my radar. I thought more of the sauerkraut, the ham and cabbage. I thought all that. Didn't think fried chicken would be here, but here we are. Oh, boy. If you stuck around to the end of this episode, you ladies and gentlemen. That was about to be a really great monologue, and I ruined it because my throat gave out. Aaron, do you feel good about this?
No, I feel terrible about this.
I am torn, but here's what I will say.
Yeah.
If it helps at all. Chicken has more opportunities coming down the pike. All right? Looking at the board of the things that we have, the camera, YouTube's just watching us stare off in this direction right now. We have our board here of all the categories of ideas we have. Chicken has probably more opportunities coming down than pepperoni pizza does. That's the only reason that I might vote for Pep to go on. But I don't know. Are you ready to vote?
No, but I guess.
Okay, we're going to do this anyway. Pepperoni pizza versus fried chicken. 3, 2, 1.
Fried
Pepperoni chicken. I said pepperoni
You said
chicken.
pepperoni chicken. I ain't mad at pepperoni chicken. Pepperoni chicken sounds kind of good. I mean, we just morphed these together.
I was going to say pepperoni pizza. Oh, man. Okay.
All right.
Pepperoni pizza 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1, 10. Fried chicken. 3, 2, 1, 10. Oh, I wondered. Okay. We're going to 100. Pepperoni pizza. 3, 2, 1, 98. Yeah. Okay. No, not times 98. Math notes read my handwriting poorly because I have bad handwriting. That's 196. 1 to 10. Fried chicken. 3, 2, 1, 95. All right, that does it.
Yes!
We've done it again.
A bestie for the resty.
Oh, man. It was close.
The ball is tipped.
Man, we're just a month away from hearing that.
We are. And that is now our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th entry into our Bestie for the Resty Hall of Fame. Pepperoni pizza, a worthy contributor
Yes.
to the Hall of Fame.
And fried chicken didn't go down without a fight.
No. And it's going to have its opportunities.
It's gonna. This is not the last we're gonna hear or see from fried chicken.
I don't think it's the last we're going to hear of chili either.
No, I mean I feel bad knocking chili out.
Yeah.
Back there.
I do think if you got to put pepperoni or fried chicken or chili up against pizza, I think that's how I knew we made the right choice, because I think it's a harder decision between pepperoni pizza and fried chicken than it is pepperoni pizza and chili.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel I'm sweating. I feel stressed about that. Okay, congratulations, pepperoni pizza. The banner is hanging in the rafters now. At some point, we're going to actually have to hang some banners in here. All righty, for the best things, I am Craig.
I am Aaron.
And we'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos from us. Craig, Aaron, what are you still doing? Go click the video.
Ow.